Where's the show? Why can't the show be on now? Why isn't the show over yet?
Yeah, that's right, boys and girls. Welcome to the Royal Ramble. This is Joey the Bull Santana with Jonathan Mellis and your tag team champions, Thunder and Lightning.
Hello, everyone. It just never seems to stop hurting that poor little boy. Every time I see that,
Say it ain't so.
yeah, just
Say it ain't so, Mikey.
to my right, one half of the Orange County Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Thunder and Lightning. Some people say he's bad at making friends, but brother, I think he's B.A. Marcus Frey. And to my left, the ever-present, always engaging, sick as sick can be.
Say my name. Say it loud. Let it roll off your tongue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the other half of the OCCW Tag Team Champions, the inimitable Azrael. We want to thank you all for tuning in to OCCW's flagship station. Are you guys done talking? Because I can still hear you. All right, thanks. All right, I can. So, well, I'm sorry. I just had a Christian Bale moment on the air, but
He just mad because the Raiders lost again this week.
no, they
actually,
let's talk about that.
Who lost?
I'm sorry.
You must have been hungover from your ass kicking that you received.
What's his name? Rudolph? Rudolph is his last
Rudolph
name?
the Red Dick Ranger.
Okay, I want to comment on this. I know
hell.
this is a wrestling show, and we're all here to talk about wrestling, but I want to talk about that
But I
because
mean, let's be honest. The NFL is almost like watching WWE
The
sometimes.
NFL is predetermined.
I don't know. I've seen people get hit with
NFL is
chairs
fake.
all the time.
Yeah.
I don't see them hardly ever getting suspended for the rest of the year. Let me say this, all right? So you can say what you want. What's the name of the guy that did the swinging?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett, right? All right,
say
you're like,
Valdez?
I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, well, that was he needs to get him out of here, right? And of course,
Right.
afterwards, you're watching the press conferences, and you see the coach. What's the coach's name for Cincinnati or Cleveland?
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll.
Anyway, Sam White, whatever. Anyway, so he's all talking. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's pretty bummed, even though they won. He's bummed, right?
Right.
And then they go to Rudolph, the quarterback that got hit with it, and he's talking. I'm like, what a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like a dumb jock, white, stupid, sorry. So I was just a dumbass, right? And you're like, just one of those guys you can't say.
Racial slurs have no place on the air,
After
sir.
30
How dare you defame white folk?
Take
this episode
You're racist.
down off the internet.
After 30 seconds of listening to him talk, I wanted to hit him with a helmet.
Yep.
So as I can almost say, you know what?
Well, and-
I don't condone it, but I understand.
Right. Well, and here's the thing too that a lot of people choose to not acknowledge is if you really want to watch the replay, which of course people don't want to because they want to justify the fact that the end result shouldn't have happened. But Rudolph was the one that tried to initiate taking off another player's helmet.
But still, you don't hit somebody with the helmet over the head.
No. And then on top of that, if you watch when Miles Garrett then goes to grab his helmet, the first thing he does is kick Miles Garrett in the balls. So yeah, if another man kicks me in the balls after he tried to rip off my helmet, guess what? We getting a little street. We getting a little hood.
But we're off topic. Obviously, the Raiders won 2 games in 1 week. Was it?
Yeah, we
2 games
actually
in
won 3 in a row now.
About damn time.
Yeah. How's Pittsburgh doing?
Don't worry about it, homie.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's worried about it.
Yeah. Except for Ben Rapersberger. So,
The only one that should be worried is Tomlinson.
okay, ladies and gentlemen.
You look like him.
Strike this episode down for hate speech, by the way.
Yes, that's right. Fair enough. I want to say one thing here. Last week we had the debut of one Jack Bruce Davidson. That's right. Jack Bruce Davidson will now be our international correspondent on all things professional wrestling.
He's our intercourse correspondent.
Correspondent.
From Alaska to Zaire. From
Ethiopia?
huh? No.
Ethiopia?
From Anderson Silva to Tom Zink. He will be bringing us all the happenings in the squared circle. So, ladies and gentlemen, for his new weekly segment, Let us welcome Jack Bruce Davidson.
Yeah, just a fresh 21 too.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Good to see you.
He turned 21.
Oh my God, too many AMFs.
I don't know what that means.
What's that mean?
You don't want to know.
Another.
Ass to mouth?
It's a cocktail.
Ass to
I don't know
mouth?
what it has in it.
Mouth. It's ass to mouth.
And adios, bro. Adios.
He didn't say
Adios,
ATMs.
mother.
Ass to mouth. Ass to mouth.
Out the mouth.
He says it's in the Dragon folder, whatever that is.
Well,
Okay, boogity.
Along with the photo shoot you did with him and Gabriel.
Something I will say. is-
Said he sent it 2 weeks ago. No, it's not news. Okay.
All right, so what's the news?
All right. So we're gonna start off with it's kind of old at this point, but I feel like it's worth talking about. Story number one: no, not Miles Garrett. Jordan Miles has quit WWE over a racist T-shirt design, and there's two sides to it. WWE are claiming that he approved of it. We don't know the true side of it. No word if the release has been granted, but Jordan Miles was pissed off. He's like, I can't say it. I don't know if it's verbatim, but he's like, fuck WWE.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
racist place.
He actually released a video and put it out on, and it soon after got pulled off of Twitter.
Yeah, and
but he's going in on WWE and he's calling them racist assholes and all this other stuff, and I would never work for another racist in my career.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing where it gets interesting. He said that he doesn't want to be called Jordan Miles because he labeled it his verbatim slave name.
His slave name. Oh, so you know, like that's the thing is, you know, when black people get mad when they start referring to stuff as their slave or government name. Like, so he's now saying that Super ACH is the only thing that he will ever be. And I get it. When guys go to WWE and they are forced to change their name because they don't want them to bring in, I guess, the persona that they had elsewhere. So they made him get rid of ACH. Wow. So I get it, but to sit there and be like, you will only refer to me as Super ACH, and Jordan Miles is my slave.
Azrael, what's your slave name?
Miguel. Me llamo Miguel. I grab the oranges.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views of Azrael are the views and opinions of Azrael only. They do not represent Orange County Championship Wrestling, the Royal Ramble, or the Free Admission Channel. Or did I say that? OCCW?
Yeah, anybody.
So, or anyone else in their right mind. So, moving right along.
Bia, you saw the shirt. Did you get it? Does it look racist to you?
Now mind you, I saw the shirt and I got, if you what I got was that if you look at it under the context of comparing it to what is that rock group Rolling Stones with the lips and the tongue out. If you compare it to that and you look at it and compare it to that, I could see the similarities, but in reality, it was just a poorly designed T-shirt. Like that's all I really looked at was, this is the best that you have for someone that you're trying to push. Like, if that's what you got, don't design a damn shirt.
Right. I agree.
It's like they've known the guy for 3 years and he's got no like personality, foibles, or characteristics whatsoever that they can design his shirt around. It's just like a square red background, looks like big lips.
And it's because of the fact that him in the indie circuit, all of his stuff was centered around Dragon Ball Z. So if you go back and look at ACH, when he was ACH, all of his merchandise was surrounded, which is why he wants to be known as Super ACH, because that's his whole gimmick.
Super Saiyan.
Right, he's Super Saiyan ACH.
They don't own any of them.
But exactly, so they can't do anything with that. Same thing with Finn Balor. When Finn Balor was out in the indie scene, everything was Venom and Spider-Man. You know, so when he got...
Did someone hold a patent to that? To the Avengers? Yeah, maybe.
You can change it a little bit and go out. Like Alexa Bliss does it all the time looking like Harley Quinn, but you have to change it.
You have to tweak it. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is like really hard to screw around with.
Didn't Sting put his makeup like the Joker
Sting
once?
did the Joker makeup.
And then he did but
the
nobody
was watching TNA at that point.
I guess.
Right. Exactly, because TNA is more indie than anything. So when you do stuff, it is mainstream, but it's not as mainstream as WWE. Once you make it to WWE, Finn Balor had to change it and put on this stupid headgear with streamers on it and the tongue and mouth.
Yeah.
It looked
It
less
looked
like
he was
Venom.
trying to do dreads. It looked,
Right.
you know,
And so it looked less like Venom. It
He
looked less
looked
like
reggae.
Carnage. There was no issue.
So I'm sorry. So what's on the next on your list?
All right, no problem. While we're on the subject of people trying to leave the company, so Uni Lorcan has requested his release from the WWE. He was in NXT UK in that tag team, and it makes me wonder with the news of Sin Cara asking for his release last week. Is there something in the WWE mid card tap water?
I'll tell you what that is. It's called. Actually, it is. There's a small but growing particle in that water. It's called AEW. Right now, it was the same thing during the Monday Night Wars. I don't know if you're old enough to remember it. Or at least the back dealings with it. When there was an option B, it was real easy for option A to be go fuck yourself, right? Well, I'm going over here, and they'll take them, and then with Japan becoming mainstream in the U.S., right?
Well, and even with that, you could almost say that Jon Moxley is this current generation's Alundra Blaze. When she went over and threw away the title on Nitro,
right.
That was the first shot. That was the first warning shot to WWE or WWF at the time that we are here and we're really going to do things. So Jon Moxley coming out after he said he was retiring from wrestling, and then now to make an appearance on AEW, that's the first warning shot. So now guys are going, let's jump ship.
I see. Or they're trying to play both ends against their own middle. Yeah.
Or what can I do to get a bigger contract and get a bigger role if I threaten to leave for the competition?
What they may not understand is that there's no ATM Eric over there, and as much money as Tony Khan has, he doesn't have more than Ted Turner had back then, and it's not going to be a. So watch yourselves, guys. He's won the war a couple of times. He's capable of winning it again.
And really, it's only becoming a war in their minds because really, if you really look at the products, there is no competition right now.
Well, there's a competition for the talent is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And when you have a second option, you're going to take it. They don't care how big the WWE is. No. They want to go somewhere. And you're around it too. It's a peer thing. Peers are all talking about the new thing going on. Oh, I want to go over there because it's cool, it's in and whatever. And so
prime example, people running around talking all this about that Popeye's chicken sandwich. And what do people do? They follow suit and they jump in line and wait an hour to 2 hours for a chicken sandwich that at the end of the day tastes like every other damn chicken sandwich. But it's the same thing with this wrestling stuff. I want to go to where I think that everybody else is happy, and this one guy said that the grass was greener over there, so I'm going to follow suit, and I'm going to run and say, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to do that. And then you're going to get over there and go, this is the same thing, if not worse. So
Brian Kendrick's one of the guys that's leaving.
Well, actually, but Brian Kendrick, it's reported that he's taking the leave of absence. He posted a tweet. It could be kayfabe, it could be real. We don't know, but basically he posted something about not receiving a Cruiserweight Championship match in 3 years, somewhere around there. And then it could be, we've seen stuff like this before, it could be an excuse to take him off TV due to injury, like we've seen with Jason Jordan. And it could be an excuse for him to be transferring into a producer role.
Yeah,
also,
he does a lot of training. Like he runs his own show. Like those are things that I know that he likes to do. So probably taking some time off to do.
Yeah. Okay. I want to address this. We just got this from Mariachi Loco. How you doing out there, Mariachi Loco?
Hey, congrats.
He said, what did he do? Well, congrats. Oh yeah, congrats on your win this weekend. Hey, all right. He says that WWE is everyone's ultimate goal, and obviously he's right. That's where everyone wants to go.
Yeah, that's where the bankroll is.
Okay. Well, not everyone, right? But for the most part. But here's what happens. I've seen it a bunch of times already. Guys wanted their whole life to be in the WWE or WWF, and it's they get there, they even win the title, and then 2 years later they're out. They'll leave. Some of them will quit the business altogether. There's something about actually being in the WWE that turns a lot of people off who used to really love wrestling. There's reasons why guys like Nick Aldis isn't going to WWE. Guys like,
Well, it's because of the fact that when you get to WWE, you realize that the John Cena's are not a dime a dozen.
Right.
And you might not make it to that main card. You might show up and have your wife be fondled by another man on live television. Because you realize that you're not a main player.
Yeah.
It happens, So, but that's the thing is, wrestling would not exist if there wasn't the mid-carders. Just talk to Jake the Snake.
No, you're absolutely right.
Jake the Snake wasn't in the main event picture, but Jake the Snake was a wonderful wrestler.
And he was a legend.
Yeah.
People, we're talking about it, 20 years after his last match.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, go on.
Yeah, and then on the subject of Rusev, story number 13, Lana files for divorce. Not going into that one. Anyways, moving on.
Like in real life or what? Is that a real life thing?
Okay. In programming.
Oh, then.
But we're not getting into that dumpster fire of a
Straight
This is what we were talking about earlier, because Rusev was friendly about AEW. He didn't like his creative direction or whatever. He had some tweets that they didn't like, so they're like, "All right, well, you're doing this storyline where your wife's getting banged out by this guy,
right?
And he's got to do it
because he knows that he can't opt out of his contract. He's not going anywhere. So you then came out in support of the opposite brand. And this is what it gets you. I mean, so you got to be smart in the business.
No, kidding. But you know what? That's like saying you got to be smart with social media. Who really is smart with social media?
Nobody.
Very few people.
It's the bane to the world's existence, really.
And we're talking about we've seen this storyline a couple of times where a guy takes the other guy's wife, and then the guy who's getting cheated on doesn't get the offense in, doesn't come out like a house of fire to get it back, right? It's happened with Val Venus. We were talking about Goldust and Brian Pillman, how it happened to, and the guy who took the wife is putting the offense on the other guy.
Yeah, perfect. Another example, Edge and Matt Hardy.
Matt didn't get nothing.
Matt got absolutely nothing in that.
The same thing happened with Eddie Gilbert and John Tatum with Missy Hyatt of all things. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's as old
every time.
Every time. I don't know.
Why do the story that way? Clearly, the guy whose wife is getting taken has to come out and put the clubbering on the other guy. One way or the other. But Rusev is more excited about posing with Hulk Hogan. The guy that's doing his wife is 20 yards that way, and he's doing the pose down with Hulk Hogan at the Saudi Arabia thing. And I'm like, dude, I now don't respect you.
Right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So with this next story, it's actually pretty interesting. The WWE is going to be relaxing its hold on contracts and granting releases under a strict caveat that certain superstars can't go to AEW, New Japan, etc. So
and that's one thing that a lot of these people don't understand is they actually put a clause in the contract before AEW even became established that if you do leave or if they do grant your release before the contract is up, you cannot wrestle for another major brand for at least a year. So when they say major, they mean TNA,
you can't
New
be
Japan.
TV.
You can't be on television.
TV.
Right.
That's
So if you want to go to your local gym and wrestle on a basketball court or whatever, you could do that. But you can't make an appearance on another major brand for at least a year.
And they always used to be able to wrestle independent dates. When it was like the Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Diesel, they could go out and get some independent dates around the Northeast.
Yep.
In 95 to I don't know, probably 2000-ish.
I don't ever remember seeing that.
It was possible, yeah. But they wouldn't be on TV because when a television station buys all these characters, they don't want these characters, these likenesses on the other networks. There's a funny issue about that. It was Diesel and Razor Ramon, and when DX came to the TNT headquarters, if they had gone out there, they would have violated their contracts and been in breach of contract and been fired by TPS. So that's why Kevin Nash and Scott Hall don't come running out to attack the Jeep.
Yeah, and something else
that's one reason.
With them granting releases is with the aforementioned Jordan Miles thing. If they don't release him, then in that situation they look. That could be like a PR nightmare, something like that. Because
and when a guy is sitting there calling you
A bigot?
A bigot and a racist. Well, why keep you around? Why sit there and be like, nope, I'm gonna keep this Negro in his claws? It's just
you don't want an
fueling the
employee
fire.
like that anyway,
right?
You're
Like,
an idiot.
what's the point? Because you're not gonna be in the locker room with the guys. You're not. No one's gonna want to talk to you. You have now created. You made yourself a pariah at that point in the locker room.
Like Randy Orton from now on. If they were gonna do that with a character, they should have done that with Kofi Kingston.
Yeah,
that would have been the guy to like have go on this tirade.
Yeah.
If it's Kayfabe.
No problem. So CM Punk returned last week. Pretty much we went over that.
We're gonna get to that in topics.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Why the haters? I love that guy.
So anyway, story number 3. Luchasaurus
different
has returned
strokes.
to AEW Dynamite. He was expected to be out till January, but he came out and saved Jurassic Express. So.
Oh, he didn't save, what's his name? Bruno. What's the little dude's name? Bruno Jump or Stunt or what is his name?
I don't think that Jungle Boy is his guy.
Yeah, so Jungle Boy was supposed to be his partner, and Jungle Boy is an amazing wrestler.
Yeah, he really is.
And so is Luchasaurus. So with them back together, I think are going to take the tag team division to greater heights.
And they're both from around here. Like, I've seen both guys. Like, you've seen
Jungle
Boy. You've seen Jungle Boy probably around here. He's Luke Perry's son from 90210, famously.
And then Johnny Gargano's going to miss Survivor Series with an injury, and then Velveteen Dream's out indefinitely. So a lot of injuries down in NXT, which actually leads
Not
me...
good.
What's wrong with Velveteen Dream?
I believe it's a hip issue.
No, he's been gyrating too much.
Yeah.
Stay away from them devil women, Velveteen Dream.
Ask Bo Jackson. Them hips is no joke.
Yeah, I have a steel one myself, and man, the pain that you're in for years before versus the freedom you get once you get it fixed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different podcast. All right, one more.
So Johnny Gargano, he's out of War Games, right? Was he going to be in War Games?
Yeah, I think so. He was.
Like, I like to have at least that concept for somebody. NXT has the War Games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and it's sad too because you saw how long his partner Tommaso Ciampa was out with his injuries, and then to see Ciampa come back finally healthy, and then now Gargano goes down. It's like, God, some of these little guys can't catch a break.
And then, which leads me to my next story. Triple H could possibly be leading Team NXT in the Survivor Series match. It's only speculation at this point, and it makes sense due to all the injuries that's happening down in NXT. It adds like a legitimate captain to NXT, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that man's going to suit up any chance that he can get. Like he knows that even though he doesn't want to do it on a full-time basis, if Triple H can be the focal point, he'll take it.
He's one of the best-looking guys still. Like, like, I look at him, I'm like, why are you not just the champion? Like, he still looks like he can win. Like, when he's standing next to Finn Balor, I'm like, my money is on
He
Mr.
is the
LeBeck.
champion. He married his way into the Ultimate Championship there.
Yeah, but he was the champion and best in the industry before he ever met Stephanie McMahon. People will always bring that up.
He was the what?
But before he ever got married to Stephanie McMahon, like, he was champion and like top dude.
Yeah.
And that's not what put him over the top.
No, but that's what kept him.
No, that's what put him in the chair though.
Probably in this position, but he's still the hardest working guy that they've ever.
Yeah, I mean he's
he's the Bang China.
I would never want to soil that man's legacy, but
It was his big too.
All right, Robert. Okay, so is that okay? Thank you, Jack Bruce Davidson, again on the national and international scene, our international correspondent. Thank you. Love the shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah,
gotta dig that shirt.
I do like that shirt.
Yeah,
and, that brings me to something that I wanted to say.
Okay.
I wanted to just throw a quick aloha yoga style.
Oh motherfucker!
Yeah.
You know what? She's not even watching. You're lucky she's not watching because
you could always go on.
And now
free
you made me say the
admission
F word online. Nah. All right.
It'll be up until next week. You're good.
Saturday, November 30th, at American Legion Post 555, Orange County Championship Wrestling makes its triumphant return to Midway City for the annual Black Saturday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Orange County Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Wrestling Champion will take on the Gold Coast Federation Heavyweight Wrestling Champion for the unification of Orange County's two wrestling promotions.
For a show to be called Black Saturday, that flyer looks mighty brown.
Yeah, well, that's a real good point. All right.
We you got Gooston in there. Come on, Heidi.
He's probably the blackest one on there.
From the waist down, baby.
Waist down.
He's black where it counts. Everybody's seen that booty.
All right, tickets are $15 pre-sale, $30 at the door. Don't you dare miss it. Doors open at 5:30.
Up at the prices of tickets.
What did I say?
He said 30 at the door.
Oh, $20 at the door.
Dog.
I'm sorry. I was listening to that, man. $20 at the door. All right. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6 p.m. Our next guest will help us go through the card as we have a few additions to said card. Our next guest is taking on the reprehensible Mikey O'Shea. He is a former Orange County Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion and the current
and new
Lucha Pro
once again
Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Goosen Thunder Uberstuen.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Champ.
What's that? Something's coming up. What's that?
You better read from this guy.
How do you say it ain't so in Spanish? Because that's what all those kids were saying.
No le dije. No le dije.
Bingo es malo.
Say it ain't so.
Well, before we get into our card, let's talk about your match. You regained the Lucha Pro Heavyweight Championship from
Hector Canales.
Hector Canales.
I told everybody, I said, that was a fluke. That fast counting referee over there at Lucha Pro, they wanted to take it off because just like they wanted to take everything away from OCCW, I said it was a fluke, and I will prove to you it was a fluke, and that's exactly what I did. I beat that butt all over Southeast Los Angeles, all over the junkyard, up, down, sideways, backwards, and inside out, and now I am once again the Lucha Pro champion.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Beat you in your own house.
in your own house. No loopholes?
What do you mean loopholes? I don't play loopholes.
Oh, okay.
We went airtight on this match. There ain't no loopholes here. You need to slam
I closed them all up real quick.
That said, take us through your match and tell us. Jesus, tell us how it went and what you. Tell us. We want to know. We weren't all there.
Maybe go to get it.
Well, it began with a nice friendly push-up contest between two extremely buff gentlemen. Hector Canales sitting there thinking, I don't know if you saw what he was posting on social media the prior week about how he doesn't need to train, he doesn't need to worry. Well, you're worried now, big boy. You're real worried now. So I showed him up with a couple little push-ups at the beginning of the match. And then, just when you least expected it, I took it to him. I beat him all over that arena. And then he tried to get sneaky, just like everybody at Lucha Pro does, bringing in chairs and, cans and bottles and bags and old women and young children and all kinds of crazy things that he was using to his advantage. But he couldn't stop the Uberstud. He couldn't stop the yummy yummy. They never can.
No, they never can. And you know what? This is now 5. We're turning the tide back. We are going to take. Well, we'll see. We'll get. We'll get back in the hunt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you read this already, but you got Freddie Havoc.
Oh yes, you cow. He didn't beat Friday night. Ours truly, the Legion champ.
How drunk is you?
He said, you
You
gotta
Me speak Indian.
You gotta read it like you're drunk. Cause you go.
Friday. Ours truly, you.
Ready.
Me smart.
Stupid.
Telegram for Mongo. Me Mongo.
Champ, Legion champ. Havoc, listen, just stop. Clearly, that's voice to text, and you're driving or something. Probably.
No.
He is drunk as hell.
All right, let's get something straight real quick. First of all, get the sour cream out of your mouth and we'll explain what actually happened.
What happened?
The match did not last for hours. The match lasted much more briefly than that and only ended because he snuck up on me from behind. This fool crawled underneath the ring and gave Gusten the Uberstud the old slip up from behind, rolled me up, and then 1, 2, 3. Let me tell you, Freddie Tiber, you want to be a real man about Gusten Uberstud. As you know, Gusten Uberstud still has 2 victories over you, and the only reason you wanted to have your rematch not at a Legion Post is because you knew that Gusten Uberstud stood a darn good chance of winning and might have ripped that title right off your waist and might have been sitting here with 2 titles. But no. We didn't have it at a Legion Post, did we? So you pulled your sneaky stuff and you pulled a victory on Gusten Uberstud. Congratulations. Next time you want Gusten Uberstud, you put that title up at a Legion Post and it will be coming home with your daddy.
Havoc saying, yeah, I may be drunk.
Yes, but notice he didn't say he wasn't driving, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I may be drunk.
I can't.
Legion champ.
If I were drunk, what would I be doing driving? All right, so that said, all right. So congratulations again.
I'm trying to talk some smack. You're making it really difficult for me here, Freddie.
Yeah. Well,
It's hard to talk smack to drunk people.
it's like Tuesday night, Freddie. You have to work tomorrow morning.
Taco Tuesday.
Every night is Friday night to Freddie.
I guess he's been, enjoying his title. So, you better stop putting that beer down and get ready for your next
Freddie,
title
what'd he say?
He
defense.
said, did you kick me in the balls with your first win?
Yeah, I did. When they drop back down, let me know. We'll have another match.
Oh, geez.
Beat him like a piñata.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Black Saturday, November 30th at American Legion Post 555. Our good friend, Gusten Thunder Uberstud, will be taking on, I think, someone we'd all like to see him beat the snot out of. We are talking about the Turncoat, Judas, Benedict Arnold, and just about anyone you can say bad things about. Okay?
Philadelphia Eagles fan.
We have somebody watching right now.
I was learning sign language because you remember you was teaching me I was just sending out.
Shut up! Hey, I'm perfectly capable of firing your ass and taking this title and putting it on Gusten Thunder Uberstud.
Mahalo and
Hey, shut up!
all that.
Liki liki laka.
Melee Kaliki Manka.
Oh, yeah, she could come and lick a laka.
Speaking of Licky Lakas, don't forget on Black Saturday there are going to be tamales, Mama De La O's meatball sandwiches.
That's right. But yes, Mama De La O is making a special meatball sandwich tamale combination for those of you who are interested in trying that out.
Oh, it's going
That's
down.
right. So
And there's a Popeyes next, and we'll tell Popeyes people to come over to.
yeah, we'll start
wrestling
passing
show.
out. Yeah.
We're going to have an hour and a half long line.
Yeah, well, that's fine, right? And when a fight breaks out, you bet your ass it's going to be a good one.
Right.
Bladder Day cannot come fast.
He said,
Gusten Uberstud will be taking on that punk Mikey O'Shea. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts going into that match, Gusten.
Gusten Uberstud was on a little bit of a low streak there for a little while. Gusten Uberstud's been chasing around Lucha Pro for a long time, getting chased around by Lucha Pro for a long time. Wasn't having a lot of luck. Was coming up short. Came up short in the elimination match. Came up short the other day against Fred Gabriel. Gusten Uberstud kept coming up short, but Gusten Uberstud did not come up short this Sunday. Now Gusten Uberstud is on the upswing. Mikey O'Shea, you better watch out because all of the titles I've been chasing, everything I've been doing for the last year, doesn't even measure up to one little tiny ounce of the anger, of the desire that I have to beat you for what you did.
Damn right. He ain't coming up short no more. He coming all over you, you big son of a...
wow.
Wow. I was going to say we'll have your back, but after that, I don't think you want us on your back.
Well,
You know.
I'm going to be on your back, your front, your top, your bottom, every which way I can be on top of you, Mikey O'Shea. That's exactly how I'm going to be because you disrespected OCCW, you let down your OCCW brothers, and you ruined a year of hard work chasing down Lucha Pro. You ruined it all in one single moment. So no matter what I have to do on Black Saturday, You're going down, Mikey O'Shea. No more shenanigans. I'm taking you out, big boy. And it's not even going to be...
And you let the children down like Tiny Tim. We're going to take you out because you're a bad
Say
Mikey O'Shea. And it's going to be a Merry Christmas for OCCW.
Say it ain't so, Santa.
Don't worry about it. And you don't have to worry about your back because we're gonna have your back there too. I mean, I don't anticipate these two turning on you because I know they're not going over to Lucha Pro anytime soon.
We've burned all them bridges real bad. Burned them and salted the earth.
I'm not trading in meatball sandwiches for rat tacos. I'm good.
Damn.
Okay. Also on the card, while we're on the subject, the tag team titles will be on the line against the former tag team champions, the team of La Raza. That's Freddie Flores and Alexander Vega.
I'm sure they're good at like washing and detailing. We might as well, instead of making it
Let's not be bigots.
They can come polish up our titles. That's all, because that's all you're going to do. And then after that, you might be able to shine my shoes, give me a little bit of chicle, and we'll call it a night.
We're going to put an end to these guys. They've been chasing us for the last year. We're going to prove our supremacy on Black Saturday. He has all the power and momentum in the world on Black Saturday. And I am coming for you. No light can escape the surface of B.A. Marcus Frey. You are going to be pulled in to the supernova of this explosion. And we are going to run wild on Black Saturday.
You're going to wish you was in Walmart.
Yeah. And you heard it here first, La Raza. Let me tell you, I'm going to put this out there. To any member of La Raza, to any member of Lucha Pro, that includes Vito Pepperoni, Vintage Dragon, you can come on our show. You can come on the podcast, and you can say what you got to say. Instead of hiding in back alleys and sending things via the internet, show up. I'll tell the boys to step out. You can sit here with me, and we can listen to your side of the story and what the reasons for you guys taking these nefarious shortcuts to the titles and whatnot.
And we'll transmit it in Telemundo Español para Lucha Libre, sábado y domingo.
Go!
Color todo. All right.
Freddie Flores, you still owe me $50 too. I paid you $50 to watch my back, and you didn't watch my back. You did the exact opposite. I'm not even mad about it anymore. I just want my $50 back. There's not going to be any deals. Not going to be any breaks for you on Black Saturday.
I hope you can exchange.
I want that money back for interest.
Yeah, I hope you can exchange pesos then, because that's all you're going to get back.
I know.
Your $50. We'll hang him upside down. It's going to fall out of his pockets. We'll get that money back. We'll beat Freddie Flores like a piñata.
Yes.
No, I know we got a little hate towards Vintage Dragon, but once again, congratulations, brother.
Oh yeah. Let me give a shout out to Vintage Dragon. Hopefully this will help you see things a little bit better. Vintage Dragon has become engaged to the love of his life, and let's hope she can turn you around and bring you back to our way of thinking. That said,
or take half his possessions and leave him a wreck. Flip a coin, boy. Flip a coin.
Oh my God. All right.
Belt in half. I mean, it's your belt now.
GCF, this match just added by GCF. Guy Cool will be wrestling Snipes. Everyone knows Guy Cool is one of the OGs of OCCW. Just a fantastic talent and a great guy taking on Snipes. I've seen Snipes wrestle a couple times. You guys know him a little bit better than I do. What do you want to say about Snipes?
I mean, both of those.
I thought he was in jail for tax evasion, but apparently he's wrestling.
Well,
now.
I mean, if you like anything about Snipes, it's literally gonna be like watching a Blade movie. He's gonna be getting in there and kicking the hell out of.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good match. I'll tell you that much. That both of them know their way around that ring, and I believe they've actually wrestled each other before. So it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
This is a Black Saturday match. This is on.
Yeah, Black Saturday. Yes. Okay, I thought you were saying something.
No, it's just a question.
Okay. We have the tag team in Thunder and Lightning. For the American Legion Wrestling title, we have the champion, Freddie Havoc, defending against the All-American Mr. Wrestling, Joey Barone. And if you haven't got a chance to see Joey Barone wrestle, you're in for a treat. This man can do it all. He can bump, bruise, he can fly, he can mat wrestle, he can take it outside, he can keep it inside the ring. You don't want to miss this match. Yeah, we all know about the champ, the current champ. He is fearless. He is tougher than a $2 steak, and it's an interesting contrast of styles going to meet in that ring on November 30th.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't know what to expect when you go into a match with Joey Barone, and surprisingly, you don't know what to expect when you go into a match with Freddie Havoc either. So people, if you guys want a surprise, like, you might as well come in and strap in for that match, because it's going to be a doozy.
Yeah, that's right. And once again, that's the American Legion title defended that night. Also, in the main event, we will have everyone's favorite dragon, Vintage Dragon, the newly betrothed Vintage Dragon, will be taking on GCF's heavyweight champion, Cadillac. Now, I know both these men a little bit better than I care to, and I got to admit, I don't really care to spend too much more time with them.
I really just hope that they knock each other out.
Your thoughts, gentlemen?
No, wait a minute. Isn't Cadillac part of your little
I have
side
full
operation?
confidence. I have full confidence in Chris Cadillac and his power and love of the devil show. And give him the strength on Black Saturday, the blackest of Saturdays of the year, to overcome Vintage Dragon. So he might very well be the champion of both GCF and OCCW, bringing us together with GCF in glory.
I mean, it's kind of funny because every time I see Cadillac, it don't look like he's rolling with very many.
Yeah, is he driving a B210?
Yeah, he's kind of doing his own thing now. Looks like he's leaving y'all in the dust.
Pretty sure he still has Helmuth, right? Isn't that how that's going?
You know,
hey, man, I picked you. We're together, man. You and me, buddy.
Remember,
you're my
I
only
saw it.
darkness. You're all the darkness I need in my life.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Well, breaking news, all this crap talking about Freddie Havoc, he's saying I will be in the studio next week.
Well, I wasn't talking directly to Freddie Havoc because he's
before you drive here.
Yeah. We'll send you an Uber. I've been making that mistake all week. No, because I get Lyft and Uber mixed up and it comes out Luber. I don't know.
Better than sending them a goober.
I don't blame Freddie Havoc. I blame the state of public schools.
Well,
they're terribly underfunded.
If you had to clean them up, you'd drink too. I get it. So,
I blame too many bacon bits and sour cream. That's what I
Freddie, we will be happy to have you in studio next week.
We'll be happy to have you in the studio. Come up in the studio with your googly chiver eyes and confront me face to face about losing that match on Friday. We're gonna see. We're both champions now, so there's not gonna be any where'd you belt the Nuba stud? 2 champions. Come on in here. Come on in. You don't gotta wait. Come on in here right now. No, I want a little piece of this action.
Hold on.
You got me all riled
now,
up.
I'm sorry.
You got Vintage Dragon and Hector Canales and Mikey O'Shea. Everybody got me all riled up.
Well,
now we got this Chiver thing going on.
Let me assure you, I do not wish to rile you up. I have complete faith in you.
I'm already riled.
Okay, well, let's just take it down a notch.
My engine has been revved thoroughly. And I don't want to wait till next week, and I don't want to wait till Black Saturday. I'm ready to... Hey, we got something going on, right?
We do.
Got the longest
we got a match going, too. Coming up on a year in November.
Coming up on 1 year.
Fantastic.
Maybe it'll finish up tonight.
Don't start right now.
No pinfall has been decided as of yet. Do my stretches.
Okay.
Poor BA. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm glad we've calmed that down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what are you going to do?
I got a question for you.
Pastiest match I've ever seen in my life.
We should wrestle on Black Saturday. That would be bitterly ironic.
What is your question?
In your main event.
White Thursday.
What is it? Ladies and gentlemen, this OCCW moment has been brought to you by the folks at Della O Training Center. That's right, hosting your party, quinceañeras, training for mixed martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, women's fitness, Western boxing, and overall self-defense.
All right. I get drunk and throw stuff at the kids, so it's realistic. Self-defense training you can use.
And you take off your belt and start swinging it.
You can dodge a beer can. You can dodge.
I'm going to get that 99 case of PBR.
The question is, you got a title unification match, OCCW title, still on Vintage Dragon. What happens if he wins that match and then runs off with both titles?
Well, he can't run off with both titles. I have secured the contracts It took a while. You saw the contract signing, yes?
Well, we've seen some of your contracts.
All right, well, this one... Okay, fair enough. All right, but I went to Jacoby and Myers, and I actually spent the extra $50. And, okay, this is locked in, all right?
More
it's
like Jacoby and Myers.
I don't know what that means. All right. So, hey, can we get that graphic up again, Robert, please?
With Luther?
The American Legion Post 555, Saturday, November 30th.
Get off my boy's back.
Midway City. If you're not familiar with Midway City, it is midway between Garden Grove and Westminster. Midway City, Stanton, these are cities in Orange County that people in Orange County don't know exist. When you say, hey, yeah, my place is in Stanton, they're all, where's that? You're like, oh, it's by Midway City. Where's that?
How close is it to Disneyland?
Yeah, exactly. And I just tell people it's halfway between Knott's Berry Farm and Disneyland. So there we go.
Cross street from the cemetery.
Yes, and so don't miss it. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time to 6 p.m. Tickets are $15 pre-sale. We have them here at the dojo. If you buy enough of them, I'll even rent them out to you. Tickets at the door are $20. Like I said, Mama De La Ho is working that special tamale meatball sandwich.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss that. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, the Legion Post, 555. The number you see for the De La Ho Training Center, 527-1845. So good luck to all the men at this table who will be wrestling that night. Good luck to everybody except those from Lucha Pro. And we hope to see you all out there. You know, Black Friday is going to be, America's... What you call moment of shame when people are fighting over laptops and flat screens and smartphones and
an orgy of greed right after the day of Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
And Joey the Bull size underwear.
After that, yes. Yeah. After that, come the next day after you're healing from your bruises and whatnot. Come see some real fighting at OCCW at Post 555 in Midway.
Might as well watch somebody else get their ass kicked instead of getting yours kicked.
Beat up some old people and take their televisions on the Friday. It's the only day of the year I can afford this TV.
Why beat somebody up for a TV when you can beat them up for pride and honor the very next day?
We'll do both. I'll watch the show on my new television.
I ain't got to worry about that. I'm just going to steal the TV. I ain't beating them, paying for nothing.
Okay, Robert, this next match took place, I want to say last week. Go ahead and roll it, Robert.
You guys a countdown? All right, we're already recording.
Who is this man in here?
Okay, we have Freddie Helmuth on the left and Freddie Flores on the right.
Did you say this was last week, or is this on our cameras right now? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Run down
This is not the one I submitted to them.
Okay, so this is previous.
Yes.
Run down the
Okay.
Bruce assumes he's the janitor. Bruce keeps letting Flores in because he thinks he's here to clean.
Yeah, right? Or fix the toilet after Bruce plugs it up.
To names.
Yeah.
My man ain't ready yet. Hold on.
What's that? Vintage Dragon? You tell him to come up here.
We're going to have a match. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean,
Make sure you're ready. You got
Robert, can you run downstairs and tell Vintage Dragon if he's half the man he claims to be, he'll come up here? Thank you, Robert.
I'm ready.
That boy, Robert.
That's ready, Freddy right there.
don't
Run.
move too fast.
Be careful going down them stairs.
That's ready, Freddy.
Dang, Robert. Robert went down like a Clydesdale.
Lucha Pro take you to places that you've never been to.
I've been there. The shithole.
Freddy, punch him in the face.
No,
I
don't
realized
fight.
that might be
You watch your dirty mouth. You watch your dirty mouth. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on.
Oh, nice move.
There we go. Just
Helmuth with the go behind.
take him down right now.
I hope he keeps that.
That's where
You learn
wrestling has commenced.
Outstanding. Is he wearing a Lucha Pro shirt in my dojo?
Give Freddie help.
Excellent. Well, you have to think when they're always doing dirty stuff like double teaming and good takeover headlock. Yes.
Give it up. Come on, Helmet. Give it up.
Come on, Helmet.
Come on, Ref. Check for the choke.
Watch those elbows. Flores, get your bro, baby. Come on.
No. Helmet, no.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyone with a full head of hair has beautiful hair as far as I'm concerned. You know what? Flores with those big forearms on the ground, taunting Helmet. Helmet responding in kind. With the roll up from the back, kicks out at 2. Helmet keeping the pressure on, gives him that right hand to the jaw, getting him to turn around, setting him up for the clothesline. Comes back, double clothesline. Flores goes down.
Stronger today.
Yeah, but he's not unscathed as he's trying to keep his feet.
Come on.
Yeah.
He's weak in the knees, baby. You got this.
Yeah.
And extra body.
So, doesn't look friendly to me.
You got this, baby. All right, you got it.
Come on, Helmet, get it back in the ring. Flores, you got to get it back in the ring as well. Count. Come on, get it back in the ring.
Oh, drops the leg on the ring apron.
Dead? Why not if
That's right.
Come on, Flores.
Referee better keep an eye on Vintage Dragon because you know Vintage Dragon does not like to see his guys go down.
Otherwise, I'm going to put him out.
Count him out. Count him out. He can't even make it in.
2.
Can't even.
Right.
Punish him all. Punish him all.
Come on, Helmet.
Throws him back out. You know what?
Start the count, man.
That's
one.
Come on, Helmet, you got to get it back in the ring. 2. Come on, what do you say?
You know what?
Out, or are you gonna get back in?
I don't like to
3.
condone,
Come on, you okay?
well,
Going?
Come on, baby.
4.
nefarious means. But you know what? I think if you guys could make it down the stairs, you could probably put up pretty. Oh, kicks the rope as he's getting in. Kicks out at the 1, so it wasn't all that tough. Another kick out from Helmet. You guys.
He's fine.
That's a good point. Back elbow. Oh, follows him in. Drops that elbow across his chest. Oh, I don't know what this can't be good. Ah!
That's it.
Double chin code breaker. Oh, Helmet up to the task. Vintage Dragon just all over that referee.
Take down, Helmet.
Never count.
Okay.
It's over. It's over.
Fight him, Freddie.
Ah, that sounded like a heavy double chop to the chest, you know. And even through that thin concentrate, which it's the concentrate, so you know it's a lot thinner than a regular t-shirt. Oh, splashes him in the corner, drops him to his backside. Looking to do some serious damage on him. Oh! A rear. Oh, cannonball. Yes, I agree. Suplex. Going for the cover. Helmet for the cover. Hooks the leg. Oh, and that was a good count. I gotta say that was definitely a good count. Get off the rope, Vintage Dragon. Come on. Oh. Those forearms to the lower back, breaking down Helmuth. Was clearly getting a bit winded here. Uh-oh. Cuts him off. Got dueling suplex attempts.
Fight him off, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. He's sitting with the almost got the heart of a lion. Kicks out. Still in this fight.
You can never count him out, though. He always got some kind of trick up his sleeve.
He was learning more moves in the middle, John.
Maybe he's using
Come on!
big right hand. I really wish Helmuth wouldn't do that. I think he'd be better served to keep the pressure on.
I mean, especially against a guy who used to be a boxer. It's not really the smartest thing.
Bring it on!
Yeah.
She's been taking lessons from Luther.
Right? Come on, Helmet! Give it up! Give it up!
I tried.
Look at Cheese not backing down.
Surprise.
And then, of course, Vintage Dragon sneaking in with that power kick. Oh, there goes the Screamer. And those other guys cheats Vintage Dragon out of the building. Where have these guys been? Where have these boys been?
Surprise, surprise. Ring the bell. Nobody's there to ring the doggone bell.
That's right. Lucha Pro stays strong. Lucha Pro's still here. We're not going anywhere. OCCW, keep bringing them in, baby. We're gonna keep knocking them out. We're not done. We are not done.
No, you're not
and
done.
Helmuth, let that be a lesson to you.
Oh, okay.
He's really good at kicking the man while he's down.
Cheater, compulsive eater. How dare they?
That's funny.
They were in the middle of a fair and honorable kumite before Vintage Dragon came in.
Well, you know what? Such as and I'm gonna have a word with Helmuth because I think we need to have his back a little bit.
You know what
better.
part of the problem
He's been a
here
company
is?
man for a long time.
They're sitting over the ropes talking about Lucha Pro's still here, Lucha Pro's still strong. You done forgot who your daddy actually is, okay? It's not Vintage Dragon, flying under the banner of Lucha Pro. This right here is the Lucha Pro title. And you want to talk about being Lucha Pro strong? You go ahead and be Lucha Pro strong because that makes me your daddy. And if you get anywhere near me, Freddie Flores, anywhere near me, Vega, anywhere near me, Vintage Dragon, anywhere near me, Mikey O'Shea, Daddy's gonna put the spanking to you, and you're gonna eat it, and you're not gonna like it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: Vega and Flores aren't gonna be worrying about your match because they're gonna have their hands full. Come November 30th, y'all need to make sure that your insurance is up to date, and you might want to have 911 on speed dial.
And would you do me a favor? I don't want you to just win the match, okay? I want you to put them down. And I'm sorry, I know you don't like to hear me saying nasty stuff about the talent on your show, the hard work and talent. But you put them down because I don't want them anywhere near me when I get in that ring with Mikey O'Shea.
we're going to take care of it. We're going to put them out. We're going to put them out of business. We're going to put them out of business like a Radio Shack. We're going to put them out of business like Macy's. We're going to run them right into the ground like Blockbuster.
Like Photomat.
Hey, welcome back to Hollywood Video.
Pictures?
Yeah. Film? No?
I've never developed pictures.
Okay.
No, I think not to cut you off. I
That's
think
okay.
I think we may have a not no. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
A message from Freddie Havoc. He said he just sent something, and I'm not sure if he.
A message from Freddie Havoc.
Oh my goodness.
Did he just record it right now?
Yeah.
Is he wearing pants?
Is he wearing?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So maybe not.
Sorry. All
We'll
right.
just run it, and run it, and we'll provide.
We'll
provide
the audio. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll provide the
Audio.
sound.
Let's do that.
No,
let's do
maybe
that.
we better not. No,
No, let's do it. Come on. Come on.
No, do not.
Please do it.
All right.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the portion of our show known as topics. That's right.
Oh, boo.
Oh God, I really do.
Come on.
No.
Be like one of those Chinese movies.
Topics. Robert will provide us with a timer. This illustrious panel, including our guests, will give their opinion on said topic, all things professional wrestling. Are you guys ready? Okay, who wants to go first?
Well, I want to know what the topic
I don't
is
know what
before
the
I
topic
speak
is
on
yet.
it.
Tony Khan versus Randy Orton and CM Punk on Twitter. Who wants to? Anybody?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Azrael will have a first go. Ready? Go. Azrael, go ahead.
Okay, so we were there talking about like a Randy Orton let the N-word fly a couple of times.
Robert,
on
can
the
you
stream.
push? Okay. Okay.
Whatever. I can go all night about
Yes, we don't. The whole idea is for it to be. No, go ahead. I'll watch.
That's hardly fair.
I'll watch the clock. See, the clock is at 12. Go.
Okay. So Randy Orton let the N-word fly on the stream talking about his good friend, his ninja, so to speak, John Cena, which is a little bit cringeworthy because, I mean, they're both white and look like cops and military people or whatever. It's not the kind of thing that you want recorded in a polite society.
I understand.
So Tony Khan was making fun of him about that. Randy Orton comes back with like a picture of Tony Khan's dad embroiled in some kind of controversy with the Jaguars like a year ago. Tony Khan's like, well, that got proved to be nothing. Since Randy Orton's re-signed his deal with WWE, he's not going anywhere. So now is the time for him to take the flaming dump all over AEW and go ahead and secure his position. And I love the man crush between Randy Orton and John Cena, him looking longingly like his dance partner that he misses, his beloved friend that he craves to wrestle someday.
The time of
Right, they're just looking forward. Randy Orton has put his viper, so to speak, on John Cena's shoulder in the locker room while he was tying his boots, and John didn't even move, apparently, as the story is told. So you know what? They have a very special relationship as members of the WWE roster over the last 15 years, and they're probably looking for one more match.
Talk about going off the rails. Okay.
It was Tony Khan and the other guy.
I get it.
And he's gay for John Cena.
All right. Jack Bruce Davidson is going to weigh in off camera, but we're going to make faces to keep the viewers entertained.
Right.
Ready and go.
Cool. This thing on? All right, cool. Yeah, well, it's clear that Randy Orton, out of everybody, that was going to get into a Twitter war, we kind of knew it was going to be Randy Orton. He basically gives zero shits anymore. Basically, yeah, he was he dissed AEW, and then Khan responded back, and he clapped back involving the Saudi Arabia stuff, and Randy Orton was like talking about Khan's dad, and like aforementioned, Khan, called Orton out for that Twitch thing, saying the N-word. Goodness gracious.
Keep going. Don't let
and
them
then
distract you.
Orton called Khan Jacksonville Dixie, which I thought was kind of interesting. It just goes to show that the animosity between these guys it seems pretty real. It could be a work, but it's pretty fun. It's clear that Randy Orton doesn't really care anymore. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Jack Bruce Davidson.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes. As you can see, just because you're 21 doesn't mean you're all grown up. All right.
First lap dance. You're welcome.
Anybody else want to weigh in on this? Because CM Punk talked some crap too. Yeah, or Tony Khan was responding.
When does CM Punk not talk?
God, that guy really just.
He's got nothing better to do.
That guy just turns me off. Like, I told myself, all right, I'm going to start watching WWE. Then I heard CM Punk was back. I was like, never mind.
Would Randy Orton's Viper on your shoulder turn you back on?
Viper on my shoulder?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll speak on it.
Roll the clock. Ready. Roll the clock.
Story I heard. And then John just sits there
let me start by saying this. I've been tag team partners with Azrael for over 6 months, and if he ever put his dick on my shoulder, that is the end of our friendship. Yeah, no. Let's be real. So yeah, I don't care what kind of relationship you have with another man. That's not good. We ain't going there.
Absolutely.
But that being said, this whole thing, it should be beneath Tony Khan. You don't see Vince McMahon getting into Twitter wars with people because he knows he's up here and the talent is somewhere down here. So just because this guy played Vince McMahon for another 5-year extension on a contract by hinting that he might go to AEW, and what do you feel hurt? That he turned around and didn't choose to go with you? It's not worth it. Like, let it go. It's so stupid. It's childish.
Yeah, you know what? If I were Vince McMahon, I would drive that Punk right across to AEW and watch him take them down because he took the WWE down. Their viewership was as low as it's ever been. It goes back to the Shawn Michael days. It was so low.
I mean, if I had a dick on my shoulder, I'll say, "Is this thing on?"
You would.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. I don't
want to risk dislocating your shoulder, brother.
Hello, is this thing on?
Mic check 1.
Our next topic.
I mean, come on, Marcus. It's pro wrestling. Everybody's a little bit fun.
You can be as fun as you want to be, but that ain't fun to me.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun to me either. Dude, you know what?
Right? How'd you even get into wrestling?
Who let you in the door?
Who broke you in?
You keep your fun in your pants.
Yeah.
Pay your dues, man.
Pay your dues.
Take a Viper on the shoulder for once.
Hey, you know what they said? The best way to deal with a viper is to cut the head off the snake. You want to put it on my shoulder?
He'll bite it right
He's going to bite it off.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What if it bites back?
It might spit at you.
All right. Let's keep it on the rails here. Survivor Series. That's right. November's annual pay-per-view extravaganza from the WWE. I remember the very first Survivor Series, actually. Teams of 5 strive to survive. Was
the Cowboys versus the Pilgrims versus the Indians.
And it was me versus
the Pilgrims went over strong.
It was me versus your mom, but that's another story. We're gonna.
You're an old man.
What I'm trying to say, he's trying to say I'm old.
My mother's hundreds of years gone.
Well, that's why she didn't move around a lot, I guess. So anyway,
necrophilia.
Here trying to make some horribly inappropriate jokes, and then you had to take it there.
You're in a dark place.
The Survivor Series. One of our viewers said, "Hey, would you guys like to comment on what your favorite Survivor Series match was?" Right? Now, the Montreal Screwjob was a Survivor Series match, no?
Yeah, it was that Survivor.
So I'm going to weigh in and say, all right, I'll let you know. All right, so who wants to comment first? I'll comment first. Your favorite Survivor Series match. Your favorite Survivor Series match. And go.
I've never truly been a fan of Survivor Series.
Wait. It's my turn to talk. It's my turn.
Well, then you said go, and then you said
the Survivor Series. I saw the very first Survivor Series. I haven't seen very many since. The only memorable one, aside from the very first Survivor Series that I've seen, was the Montreal Screwjob. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, when the WWF showed the difference between a professional, organized company versus a bunch of dipshits with a lot of money behind them. And you're seeing it again, right? But, hey, Bret Hart didn't want to drop his title to Shawn Michaels. in Canada, on TV, before the pay-per-view, whatever. So they said, we're just going to screw him out of it. And they did. And to this day, what's it, 25 years later?
Yeah.
The man does not let it go. He keeps going on, well, I feel this. And I'd say he's trying to milk it for every dollar he is. But that's not what he's doing. He's legitimately still complaining. And every time he opens his mouth or puts anything out in the world, he makes himself look like an even bigger mark for himself. Bret Hart, go away.
But really, you're an MMA guy. The referee can stop the fight even if you're not tapping. If he thinks that you're screwed and you can't get out of whatever you're in, he can ring the bell on you.
Right, but he was
there. You go.
But if you watch the video, he was in the middle of a reversal. For that move. So
he might have been a little early. Maybe he'll jump the gun. Safety conscious.
Well, he got out. He got out of that place as quick as he could, didn't he?
Earl Hebner and Herb Dean have something in common. They stop matches.
I personally know Herb Dean. All right, he's a friend of mine. I would never ever question his integrity. That said, all right, who wants to go next?
I'll speak about the Survivor Series.
All right,
I've had many Thanksgivings ruined by a drunken brawl.
Robert, can we set that or?
Rock out with your clock out. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite ones was probably, I think it was 1990. It's like all the survivors. This was also the debate with The Undertaker, by the way. But he got eliminated. So from every match, you had the survivors, and they went to go on into the last match. And it was a full team of power and glory. It was a blind Jake Roberts. They beat Shawn Michaels. They decimated the entire face team. So it was like 5 heels on one side versus Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and I believe Tito Santana. They beat Tito Santana. They leave Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior against the 5 guys that are clearly evil. And it was funny because it was very clear, because they never said like how they were going to divide the teams. It was just like, these are the faces, these are the heels, don't bitch about it. And Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior won on Thanksgiving, sending people home happy. The ECW and WCW versus WWF won. That one's a famous one, about 18 years ago. Funny because the ECW WCW team was 3/5 WWE guys, because at that point Vince McMahon didn't have as much confidence in all the former WCW talent.
Fair enough. Outstanding. So,
well, especially when you sign someone like Buff Bagwell, how would you have confidence?
Right, he hated Buff Bagwell. The Buff Bagwell Booker T match is like a history-changing event because it was so bad.
It's terrible.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay, Jack Bruce Davidson, for your most memorable Survivor Series match, go.
All right. So for this one, obviously I wasn't alive, but the 1990 Survivor Series, where the man once known as Mean Mark Callicious made his debut. Calloway. Was it Callicious? Anyways, so Mean Mark Calloway made his debut as The Undertaker, the gimmick that, you might have heard of him. He feuded with Heidenreich a few years ago, that guy. No, but...
The fact that you brought up Heidenreich.
No, but the fact that, he became such a giant of the industry, and you never forget seeing that, and the way he came out, and the crowd was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, the crowd was really quiet. I do remember that.
Yeah. He had that red hair. I heard Paul Bearer, rest his soul, called him Wendy. But just the fact that he came out, he delivered the tombstone. He basically ran wild on. I believe it was Dusty Rhodes' team. Yeah. And, seeing Bret Hart before he was Bret Hart, with the Hart Foundation, and seeing Dusty Rhodes come out, rest his soul. Yeah, that was just a really cool thing.
Now, how old were you when this match took place there?
I wasn't born, but yeah.
He wasn't alive in 1990.
The magic feeling, this magic moment.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Jack Bruce Davidson. All right, did you want to comment on this, champ?
You can set the clock, but I don't have a comment so much as a question.
Okay.
Because my memories, and you get hit in the head a few times, and you memories get a little fuzzy. Am I correct in thinking that there was a time in Survivor Series where the surviving teams, you would have like a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 or whatever, and then at the end of the show, had you survived your match, you would get placed on a team with either faces or heels. Did that ever happen?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard him talking about it, but he just talked about when Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior wrestled all the heels.
That was just the 1 year. They only did it the one time in 1990, which I always like that concept. That's the way I think it should be. And they just put it faces versus heels with no total explanation.
But it was after they had already had a match.
Yeah, all the survivors until there was the Ultimate Survivor, and it was Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior at the end.
Okay, that's like my whole memory of Survivor Series is that thing happening.
You know
what? It only happened once.
Yeah, I like that concept.
You know, one of my favorite memories of the Survivor Series, I'm going to tell you this. This is my favorite memory of the first Survivor Series. It was called Clash of the Champions. Now, what had happened was the year before, the first Survivor Series came out to run opposite Starrcade, which was the NWA's main show. It was the first pay-per-view wrestling show. It was the first super show. As the WWF was making their national push, they debuted the Survivor Series on pay-per-view opposite of Jim Crockett's Starrcade. So Vince McMahon went to the cable companies and said, hey, you either carry ours, if you don't carry ours and if you carry theirs both, you're not going to get WrestleMania. So a lot of them folded. And that was one of one of the many reasons why Jim Crockett's promotion shut down. Also, the next year, during Survivor Series, someone was thinking clearly at JCP and said, hey, why don't we run on TBS a free major pay-per-view style show, run it for free? And you've heard of the famous Ric Flair Sting, when Ric Flair made Sting, when Sting was just an up-and-comer.
But it was like an hour long, right?
It was 40, an hour long. It was fantastic. Me and my friends all gathered around his TV and we were watching a pay-per-view for no money because we didn't have any, and it was on cable, and it was fantastic. So
Ric Flair did every night for 15 years.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see it every night for 15 years. We got to see it that one time, and so it was really cool. So my favorite Survivor Series memory is Clash of the Champions. 1.
I like a lot of the Survivor Series promos if you watch any of them back, especially the ones with Ultimate Warrior. You can see the team is Ultimate Warrior. Shawn Michaels is on the team looking like his mind is blown.
Yeah.
It's Ultimate Warrior's running around them with the tape and he's tying all we have the team unity and we're going to do all this shit. And
God,
Shawn Michaels is like, I guess.
Can you imagine what it must be like what it must have been like to have a cohesive conversation with that guy? Like, can you imagine walking through a match and being like, never mind.
But that's when wrestling was great, man. When everybody said things and none of it made any sense. The guys would get on the microphone and the Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, they go completely off the rails, and it was so incredibly entertaining.
To an 8-year-old. But to a 15-year-old, I was like, no, I'm gonna go put it on TBS and I'm gonna watch the NWA.
You are jaded and bitter, old man. I want to see the Ultimate Warrior talk about the rocket ships and the madness.
Yeah,
people still go back on YouTube and watch that stuff.
I'm 15 years old, and when some fucking bald ass, methed out, roided up surfer dude says, hey, you're my little Hulkster, and I'm 15 years old, and then I see one guy saying, woo, we're going to get the girls, we're going to put them in the limo, we're going to take them to the hotel. I'm like, I want to go with Ric Flair.
That is crash and vulgar, sir.
I want to go with Ric Flair. So that's right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Snatching up girls.
That is
throwing them in the car and driving them over to the hotel. Forget this wholesome man with his cross.
Ladies and gentlemen,
forget it.
This has been another edition of the Royal Ramble, OCCW's flagship show on its flagship station. Please join us Saturday, November 30th at American Legion Post 555 for the annual Black Saturday wrestling card at Midway City. For B.A. Marcus Frey and Azrael, the team of Thunder and Lightning. For the Lucha Pro Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, Gusten Uberstud. And for the inimitable Joey the Bull, with a special shout out to Jack Bruce Davison, I am Jonathan Malice, hoping all of your bumps are taken in the ring.
Say it ain't so.
Thanks, Robert.
Free Jim Cornette!